to discuss a few different things that I'd like to go over here in this live. As we can see, the XRP price is down about 0.75% today, sitting at the 47.18 cent mark. What we're going to discuss here is over the last several weeks, we've had, I don't want to just say the short traders, but there's been roughly $595 million opened up in the derivatives market, which is futures contract. So, and it would appear that they're targeting somewhere around the 45 cent level, but we'll take a look at some of the data that's come out with that. And then we'll also take a look at the fact that the biggest mistake you can make with XRP, and I left it open, XRP, the biggest mistake you can make. No, it's not the biggest mistake you can make by just owning XRP. The biggest mistake you can make is not acknowledging what XRP is and what it's becoming integrated with. We'll get into that as we go further. JLV, welcome in. XRP All in Money does two things for you, makes more of what you already are, and gets you going a little faster to it. That's very, 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 very true. That is so very true, JLV. That is so very true. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. Kryptonian, welcome in on this Friday evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Mario Louise Willamese, good evening and welcome, and I appreciate you tuning in. 19th, the audio is horrible. Interesting. Well, that's good to know that it's not coming in very clear. That is good to know. So can nobody else, is the audio bad for everybody else as well? Just out of curiosity. Keeps buffering. Interesting. Very interesting. So the only thing I can do to try to fix this, let me try to fix this best we can. Nobody's going to show up here after this, but I will try to, I'll try to fix this. Let me just do this real quick, but it's going to have to reset. To do. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. What I did was I turned off my Wi-Fi connection for a minute, forced YouTube to pause, and then I started it back up. I found that that's the easiest way to do it. It'll stop my content from being pushed out initially, but hopefully with due time and the dedication of this live, some of the ones who want to be here will find their way here, and we might even find a bigger audience. Who knows? XRP Connoisseur, welcome in. John Hall, welcome. Chris Kokomor, welcome in. Moza here, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. 1970 Legend, thank you for the update as well. John London, welcome in. Thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. You're the first person I've seen in my audience outside of me and Julie that has that Diamond Hands badge. Dude, seriously, congratulations. That's 3 years. Like, seriously, you're the first person I've seen with that. I'm so honored. I'm so honored. That Diamond Hands badge, the XRP Diamond Hands, he's been in Tom's Army for 3 years plus. That's the highest honor right now. That is the highest honor. Thank you so much. Like, that's actually a humbling thing to see. Honestly, like, wow. Wow. So, like I was saying before, we got rudely interrupted by the connection, since most of you probably didn't hear what I was saying. So, the biggest mistake one can make, so XRP, the biggest mistake is going to be the ones, and most people won't acknowledge the integration within the banking system. And that doesn't mean that you're going to be using XRP at the bank, that you're going to have to use it at the bank. There's a deeper integration. We'll go over a little bit of that. We'll talk about this $595 million that's built up, and it's up $70 million today, or since June 14th, with this particular line of trading for XRP and the amount of money that's coming into the derivatives market. So that's something we have to pay attention to, and I'll read an article that points exactly what's going on. Tanya, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. She says 30,000 Ethereum reaches the exchange. Oh boy. Oh boy. We shall see what happens there. Messi, welcome in, my friend. I truly appreciate seeing you in here all the time as well. Truly appreciate it. And I thank you for commenting as well so I can see you in the audience. Um, this is the first time in a while I've done my live inside. My son's sleeping, Julie's gone. So I started my live, closer to, I think it was about 6:05, roughly, because I had a chance to do this. And I figured I would do this while I had the chance. I didn't know if I'd be able to this evening, to be honest, but everything kind of worked out. So I started it almost about 25 minutes earlier than I normally would have, and we'll see how long I can do it. Um, but we also need to go over Bitcoin. We'll look at where I think the key level lies with Bitcoin as far as where a major reversal could happen. And it's something I targeted. We've been talking about the last couple days here during the lives. And it's a trade that I've set up if it can get down to the level that I believe is a good opportunity. But we'll talk about more with that when it comes to when we get to the Bitcoin chart. And then just to show you some of the reading we'll do, we'll just talk out. This will further go on what I'm trying to emphasize here, I'm trying to articulate, but we'll go into the biggest mistake you can make with XRP. And I personally have always thought that it's not acknowledging the fact that they have a foothold within the banking system. And it's not what most people think, like, oh, it's going to take over money. This is going to be the next thing. That's not what I'm talking about. And this kind of touches on that a little bit here. And then we need to talk about the XRP price analysis, which we will do the technical analysis first. And then we'll come here to read how the bears could force the price 45 cents with this 595 million move. And it further will further divulge into what I was just kind of giving you a synopsis of on the opening. So with that being said, please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this live. It really would do me a solace. Typically in my lives, during the live, we do about 100%. No, by the time we leave, there's as many likes as there are people watching. But when my content gets put out, the likes are about 1 in every 9.5 people hit that like button. So if we could just bring that up to 3 in every 9.5, it would be such a huge, huge thing that we could do. So if you're watching this after the live, please hit that like button so that YouTube will not only recommend this, it'll become part of the news feed. So that's the only way for me to latch on to a new audience and keep the audience I have is for you to see my content popping up in the news feed. Out of sight, out of mind. So please, please do me the solace of hitting that like button. And the good news is you've got a second as I play the intro to do just that and hit the like button. Good evening, 6:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, June 28th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Daniel Carter, thank you so much for that $9.99 donation. That is unbelievably generous of you, and I can't thank you enough for that. And there was a little message that went along with it that I will read once somebody else comments so that I can read that. So we'll start with XRP. We'll do this in kind of a unified fashion. We'll go XRP, Bitcoin. Take a look at the XRP Bitcoin pairing as it is once again up about 1.43% on the day. One of the bright spots on the day. And then we'll go into these articles. I'll try to keep with XRP, go through the article. No. I want to go XRP, Bitcoin so that we can get all this stuff. So do your thing, Tom. 100% love and support. Hit that like button, everybody. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Carter, Daniel Carter. I thank you so much for that. And please, everybody, hit that like button. And do Daniel a solace as long as myself. So XRP right now, if we look at the short pattern, the problem here is right now, the biggest problem with XRP, we need to make this a W reversal. And that's not the biggest problem. This is our hope. The biggest problem is we face this 3 times a rejection. One, and this was an area we had to get over at 478. 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3 rejection. That's never good. Boom, boom, boom. If we break down from here, there's only one area to go, 46.4 cents, and then it's down to 42.4. So right now, our hope would be, if you're looking for this to go long here, you need this to form a W reversal in a hurry. If we invalidate that structure, which that's not even the most bullish of W's as it is, it's kind of a weak side here. You want this to pull down beyond what this did to show a sign of strength of the bulls. Like down even farther than the bull said, nope. And then they bring it back up, around, and out. Right now, that's not what you're seeing here. The volume, to me, you're not seeing any kind of real volume trend here either, which is an issue. So we'll see. The only thing that this could do is swing around and try to push back out. So unless this plays out as a W reversal, which it's got at least the structure that you would like for short term. But if it breaks below 46.95, that's invalidated. And then your likely scenario would be, well, now we got to come down to the lower support here. And after getting the firm rejection there, if it doesn't hold as a W reversal and then end up using this as a support structure and bounce out, the likelihood is it would come right back down here. 46. Now it's 46.2 roughly. 46.2, 46.4. Same differential, but it would bounce down to that area. And the problem with this is that's basically your last line of support. If you get down there and you were to break that structure, that would bring on a much more pain here, because then you'd have to come back down to the cup and handle support, and that's down at about 42.4 cents. So that's the scenario we could play out here with XRP. It's not just, oh, we've got this short-term support, or we got this short-term rejection, or in the near term we had this small rejection. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal, because it's not just on the short-term consolidation we hit the rejection, right? It's not just on the short chart. And I'll show you what I mean. It's not just on the short chart. Yeah, we got rejected on the bottom side of it, but when you break the chart out a little bit longer, you're getting a rejection all the way coming through this. It's basically, this is about 2 weeks through. And if you break through this, then it's just going to be the normal consolidation. We got a rejection already at the handle resistance. We've already got a rejection at that pivot point area. So, I mean, the only thing left to do would be to come down to that cup and handle support if it breaks through these areas. And that's not exactly what everybody wants. You know, well, it depends who you are. But that's the optics right now in front of us. And instead of, you know, most of the focus being on the fact that, oh, the charts are speaking to the fact that we might have a further correction if we fall through this little stationary support we've had for the last couple weeks. More of the noise is on, oh, did you see what happened in California? Oh, did you see this pile of shit is never going to hit $1 again? Oh, did you see why this is the biggest scam in crypto? You get the same narrative with XRP, but we missed the actual point. The point is we've been in a consolidation and nothing's changed. And it really hasn't. Nothing's changed this entire year. It was one of the easier run-ups to call when it was happening, because we've talked about on the way up back in March. It's even if bearish, it's got to come up here and get rejected at 75 cent area, because that was the overall pattern. Now we got a rejection there. It's either we pull up here, or if we do face a rejection back to the downside, and that doesn't look very bullish to me in the daily. If I'm asking you guys to be honest, does that not look like a gravestone in the daily? This is your honest opinion. If you don't know, you don't have to answer. We've somehow managed to get to 61 people here, even after I had to reset the stream within the stream. But please make sure to hit that like button. Doesn't it still look like this massive flag? Yeah, it definitely does in the long term. The long term is beautiful. I heard on another channel that investors were losing interest. Yes, it's something I've been talking about for many, many weeks and months now, especially the last several weeks. Investors are definitely losing interest. 100% XRP investors are losing interest at an alarming rate right now. But right now, to make the pain even worse, it's not just the fact that in the daily, that to me looks like a Dragonfly Doji. And the fact that the price action, unless it breaks down and comes to like I would have loved, see, this is where everybody always gets the wrong impression of me. I'm not calling for a correction because I want it. I'm calling for it because it needed it. And let's just say this would have pulled down to this 464. That would have been, in my estimations, either a long leg doji down here, or it would have turned into a Dragonfly doji. And if it would have pulled support back up after that pull down to support, or pull down to the bottom of the candle, we could have had a true reversal candle here. Right now, this leaves cause for concern. And right now, we've still got an hour and 37 minutes. So if we could pull this down and just don't be like, oh my God, this guy's such a jackass, he wants to go down. 465 would even do the job. It's just got to come down here and retest the bottom of this candle before 4669 or 4662 would be fine. We've got to retest the bottom of this somehow, some way, pull back up to the mid-tier level and top side around 476. So that's a lot to do. But oftentimes if you have a quick drop and it's meant to be eaten up, it'll happen very quickly. But I don't know if that's what's happening right now, because we're forming what it was trying to show as maybe a reversal, but it's got no strength here. So it's in our best interest in the daily candle to knock it away from being this. To me, it looks like a gravestone. My eyes are trained to see these things. That looks like a gravestone to me. And unless we come down a little bit farther, we got some problems here with this candle. That's a bearish candle. And we're on the bottom side of this rejection point. This should be support, not resistance on daily closes. Does everybody understand what I'm saying here? I just want to make sure before I move on from this particular point. Does that make sense to everybody who's watching this evening? Well, that's what I'm seeing here. So if you are watching, pay attention to that. Well, we're going to read into some of this as well. So missing out on XRP could be the biggest mistake. Jorge said, yes, excellent. Joshy saw us. Indeed, we do need capitulation. And thanks for tuning in this evening once again. So the crypto expert exerted in an X post yesterday. Oh, wait a minute. Says it would be a huge mistake for anyone to miss out on XRP's potential integration into the global banking system. The crypto expert, and who's really an expert, asserted on X yesterday while expressing confidence in the 7th biggest cryptocurrency by market cap. Notably, King Karan stated that he is not bothered about whether XRP rallies significantly within the next 2 years. He expressed confidence in his diversement. I don't care about the rest of that. Let's see. He emphasized that anyone who misses out on XRP's potential integration in the global financial banking system could be making the biggest mistake. And then you see what he says here. But this is what I wanted to see. So it suggests that the integration of XRP into the banking system could positively impact the coin's price. Hence, while the BitTrue ambassador is not bothered about XRP's short-term price action, he still recognized how the coin's potential integration into the bank system could impact its performance. So at press time, sorry, I wanted to skip past all the mumbo jumbo. At press time, XRP has staged an increase of 2.7%. It's given some of that back as we're back up or down to 47 point. Where are we at right now? 47.1 cent. Yeah, see, that's an issue. So XRP use and payment. This is what I wanted to get to. Meanwhile, besides trading, XRP has demonstrated its utility in global payments. On a retail scale, XRP spending volume surged 42% in January, with the coin leveraged to facilitate 7,310 payments to businesses across 113 industries. Beyond retail, several financial institutions, especially ODL, have adapted XRP for cross-border settlements via Ripple's payment solution. It is common knowledge that ODL leverages XRP as a bridge between fiat currencies. As reported earlier, the use of XRP on ODL accounts for 50% of all transactions conducted through RippleNet. For context, RippleNet, now absorbed the Ripple payments, is a decentralized network of global banks leveraging Ripple's technology for payments. Interestingly, more financial institutions are partnering with Ripple, with money utilizing XRP for cross-border payments or cross-border settlements. The Crypto Basic reported earlier this month that 80% of Japan's banking industry has formed partnerships with Ripple. In particular, the report indicated that 60 Japanese banks have already adopted Ripple's payment technology. As Ripple's payment technology continues to gain popularity, it is only a matter of time before more banks adopt the solution, thus potentially leveraging XRP for cross-border settlements. So that's where I get into. That's what I was trying to get into in the opening, but that at least articulates it a little bit more. And then you don't have to just hear me say it. And then we need to talk about this money that's moving a little bit in the derivatives market. So XRP price and the open interest as well. XRP price analysis bears the force 45-cent retest with this 595 million move. So the key points here are XRP price consolidated, and this is on FX Empire. The XRP price consolidated around 47 cents on Friday, June 28th, limiting weekly losses to 3% despite intense market volatility. In the derivatives markets, XRP traders have increased capital inflows to a 20-day peak of 595 million this week. XRP bulls must hold the 45-cent level and avoid major liquidations. And that could not, truer words were never spoken here. So the XRP price analysis. XRP price consolidated around the 47-cent mark on Friday, June 28th, limiting weekly losses to 3% despite intense market volatility. However, a rare market movement observed in the derivatives market suggests further downside ahead. So XRP price erases weekly losses with 5% uptick. As the global crypto market made a negative start to the week, XRP was one of the worst hit coins in the top 10 crypto rankings. Between by the close of Monday, June 23rd, XRP price had sunk to a 2-week low of 46 cents. However, bullish catalysts like Van Eck's Solana ETF application on June 27th lifted the sentiment surrounding the crypto market, sending XRP price into a rebound phase. The chart above shows how XRP had declined 5.6% at the start of the week. And as we can see, let's zoom in here. Whoops. The chart above shows how XRP had declined 5.6% at the start of the week, dropping as low as 46 cents on Monday. But as the crypto market sentiment improved during the week, XRP price flipped into a rebound phase. At the time of writing, June 27th, XRP price has now reached the 48-cent level, reflecting a 4% rebound. Obviously, it's at 47.1. But bears drive XRP open interest to 595 million amid market volatility. And this is the key point I wanted to get to. However, while demand for XRP in the spot markets may be lagging, recent movements observed. Daniel, welcome in, my friend. Hope you're having a great evening. K4 Liberty, good evening as well. While demand for XRP in the spot markets may be lagging, recent movements observed in the derivatives market suggest that bears had made large bets that XRP would suffer further downside. You're welcome, K4 Liberty. I'm glad that I could bring a live stream this evening. I really, really am. It's kind of a interesting night for me because Julie's not here. It's just me and my son. But he fell asleep, so he's napping right now. So I'm trying to put out some product. I normally start right about now, but I started at about 25 minutes early because I don't know how long I'm going to be on. I'm trying to make it an hour, but we'll see what happens. Could I have a look at Quant chart and then compare to Casper chart, different cryptos with different tokenomics, but look how identical the charts are. Oh, I agree with the differential in the chart, or the similarities in the chart with different assets. I do. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to get through everything, but I'll definitely look at Casper. Casper is one I would definitely look at. Anyhow, trading with J-Ride, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. I love seeing that. Love seeing that. So this move could accelerate price down swings. If the current market recovery reverses, CoinGlass open interest chart shows the total value of futures contract currently listed for a specific cryptocurrency. An increase in open interest often occurs when traders are confident in the current price trend. The chart above shows the XRP open interest reached 595.7 million on June 28th, having increased by 70 million from 520.7 million futures contract recorded on June 14th. This reflects a 14% surge in capital inflows within the last 2 weeks, but in comparison, XRP's price has declined by 5% during that period. When open interest rises during a price downtrend, as observed above, it suggests that bears are in control of the market and piling on more short positions. The bearish sentiment is further corroborated by the negative price movement, indicating increased selling pressure and a lack of confidence among investors in the near-term price recovery of XRP. So XRP price forecast, bears eyeing 45-cent revisit. XRP price has surged to reclaim 48 cents at the time of writing. June 28th, however, and now it's at 47.1. The open interest surging to 595 million amid market volatility suggests that bears could force another reversal towards the 45-cent level in the days ahead. More so, technical indicators on the XRP daily price chart also affirm this bearish forecast. The chart shows XRP's price struggling to maintain upward momentum, with the Bollinger Bands indicating potential volatility. This is the most important part of this article. And yeah, sometimes I have to, and not sometimes, quite often, we have to talk about the bearish possibilities with XRP because we're still in a bear market rally. Nothing more, nothing less for XRP. So that's why I keep saying we're in the time of accumulation, the time of opportunity. This is the accumulation phase. The mistake would be not taking advantage of it and understanding a level you want to buy and a level that you'll continue buying through and just ignoring it just because. You know, we're going to go into an interesting time here. So pay attention to this part preferably. Currently, the price is trading around 47.99 cents, which is near the middle band, 48.5 cents. Obviously, we're down to 47.1 cent, roughly. This suggests that XRP is in a relatively neutral zone, but could be prone to further bearish movements if it fails to break above key resistance. And this is the Bollinger Bands we're talking about. So the upper bands up near 503, the lower bands around 466. But, I mean, this isn't exhibiting strength to me. This doesn't look like, oh, we're so strong here. The upper Bollinger Band at 5038 acts as significant resistance level. If XRP fails to breach this level, it may face increased selling pressure. The lower Bollinger Band at 46.65 cents serves as an immediate support level. A drop below this could trigger a pronounced downward movement, potentially revisiting the recent lows around 45 cents. The Bollinger, or the BB percentage B indicator, which is currently at 0.36, indicates that XRP is not in the overbought or oversold territory. However, the trend appears bearish as the percentage B value remains relatively low, suggesting limited upward movement or momentum. The recent decline of 5.64% in just one day highlights the selling pressure XRP is under, with bulls struggling to regain control. In conclusion, XRP needs to break above the 5038 resistance level, so that's 50.38 cents, to signal any bullish reversal. Failure to do so could lead to further declines, especially if it breaches the 46.65 support level. Traders should watch these key levels closely to anticipate XRP's next move. So I think that's a couple different articles. Not everything is juicy, but there was definitely some good points to be made within. You just got to get through a lot of the nonsense. Thought it was the banking system. Well, I mean, what happened to ISO? No one. I talk about the ISO all the time. But remember what I always say, the ISO's full implementation isn't until the end of 2028. So until 100% of banks/institutions are forced to use that coding, it's still irrelevant, in my opinion, until you get closer to 2028. And the reason I say that is because there's a deal made with the banks and institutions at only 75% into 2028. After 2025, I believe you have to do at least 50-50. At least 50-50 at some point in 25. You'll have to have 50% the old way with the old HTML and then the new way with the ISO coding. It's the old framework versus new framework, but they're not going to force it out all at once. There was an extension that I went over last year that pushed it out until it's speculative, but it's sometime in the third quarter of 2028 to when 100% of banking institutions or the banking sector and the institutional or the big business would have to use 100% ISO coding. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Yeah, the Basel 5 would probably, I think Basel 5 would probably satisfy this. It might be another step up, but it should satisfy it by that stage. And that would also go into the repricing of, if they do reprice precious metals, because there's a lot of speculation that it's going to be repriced at a later date to be determined later if we go on some kind of standard for oil. Nobody wants to talk about it, but that's the likely outcome for oil. And they're already dealing in gold, and they're letting other countries take in their US dollars or their native currencies, and they're exchanging it, in gold denominations to buy the oil. That's something that doesn't much get talked about here. If you're expecting me to talk about the debate yesterday, you're probably at the wrong spot. Because I didn't pay much attention to it. I just had to hear a couple key words. But, you know, that is what it is. That's a bigger distraction than that. When it comes to Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin's down 2.2%. It's down 1,354 points to 60,352. Can't say we're surprised here. I'm looking for a level for Bitcoin, and everything's very uncertain. We know the US government got the approval to put 3,940 Bitcoin onto the exchange for sale. We also know that they own 212,000 Bitcoin outright, making them the world's largest Bitcoin holder, even more than BlackRock. Mount Gox, sorry. Even more than Mount Gox. That's 150,000 Bitcoin. And we've already got documentation that shows that they're going to be dumping Bitcoin in July to pay back some of the people who were hacked. So with all that being said, and then we also have Russia had Bitcoin put onto the exchange just, I believe, on the 25th, 24th, somewhere around there. So something's definitely going on, and there's a lot of collusion to bring this price down as well. But there was also a lot of collusion to bring the price up. Now, what I was targeting was we had the first hit there, and if we could get a double bottom somewhere around 57.9, 58,000, somewhere in here, and then it has enough pressure to pull it down, and then it pops back up over in a very quick fashion, and then we bounce off 59,460 after a wick down. This could still very much be a rally. 3 hourly is going to push into the oversold when this candle closes. Same with the 2 hourly likely if it continues to put downward pressure. If it comes back up as a reversal, obviously not. But 45 is oversold. So if we can get this continuation down, especially if it goes into the area I'm talking about, I would definitely be taking out a futures position. And, there would be a stop loss somewhere, but I would definitely take out a futures contract here if it comes down here. That's what I'm targeting. And then if it blows past it, obviously, you wouldn't have to worry about it until it comes down. But at some point, it's either going to be here, and if it blows past this, then it's going to have to bounce off of 52,800. So either way, I'm going to be ready for this. And it looks like it's trying to break down with Bitcoin as we speak. There's just a lot of pressure on Bitcoin. And going into a thinly traded weekend, when you don't have the trading of the ETF, it's going to be very, very interesting for Bitcoin. Very interesting. So let's see if any news is coming out. Now, the one thing we could say still with Bitcoin, as we know, or maybe you don't because it's your first time here, or seeing this after the live, we have this pennant flag. The pennant flag is still intact. We broke out of it. We back tested it here. We've just created this short-term consolidation. We broke under now. And if we do breach this, it would have to be a quick pull up like here. So if we do come for a double bottom, you'd expect it to be something quick. So down, around, down, back up, boom, and out. That's what you would want to see traditionally. If it does something like this, down, rejection, down, it's problems. There's a lot of problems that are developing right now. But there is one good thing. We still have not broken the structure here of this pennant flag breakout as a back test. And we also have not invalidated this inverse head and shoulders. And we have plenty of room to come down still. In my opinion, we can still come all the way down. Even if we come all the way down here, where I was talking about, where I circled at 58,000, it does not invalidate that move. It actually, if it pulled up, would show a lot of strength here. So we'll see exactly how this plays out for Bitcoin. Because in the short term, it put in a small reversal. But that's a bearish candle. That's it's back and forth. So yeah, it's pretty interesting watching this recent flow. But yeah, if it hits 58,000, I could see a volatile swing back up. Because remember, there is still $9 billion that can be liquidated in Bitcoin if the price goes back to 73,000. And that's not a joke. Over $2 billion's already been liquidated with that first touchdown near 58. I think it was at like 58.3. 58.6 somewhere. No, 58.4, 5. So there's still a lot of money to be liquidated if we go back up to that 73K. And until it's invalidated, that is very much a gigantic inverse head and shoulders on top of a pennant flag breakout. So just consider that a pennant flag is a very bullish consolidation. Now, if it breaks down, it could be trouble. So, and seeing that it's Friday, why the hell not? Let's read this. But here's what happened today in crypto. So the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has filed a lawsuit against MetaMask developer Consensys. Not surprising. New data from Sentiment suggests Bitcoin's price could be about to wake from the bearish slumber, and the United States crypto industry is picking apart the first presidential debate between, how do I say this nicely? Between central bank blue and central bank representative red. Meanwhile, a Bitcoin wallet owned by a Bitcoin miner that has lain dormant for 14 years has reawakened. Consensys sued by the Securities and Exchange Commission. The SEC has filed a lawsuit against Consensys, alleging that the development company has been operating an unregistered broker and selling unregistered securities through its MetaMask platform. In its complaint, the SEC alleges that Consensys has collected more than $250 million in brokerage fees throughout MetaMask. Despite not obtaining appropriate registration, the regulator seeks a permanent injunction, civil penalties, and other relief against the firm for its alleged violation of securities laws. Since January 2023, Consensys has engaged in the unregistered offering and sale of securities in the form of crypto asset staking programs and acted as an unregistered broker through its MetaMask staking service. The regulator said by its conduct as an unregistered broker, Consensys has collected over $250 million in fees. In its complaint, the SEC also classified staking services as investment contracts. In doing so, it specifically referred to the programs offered by Rocket Pool and Lido. So, has anybody heard about this today? And please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this live. It would really, really mean a hell of a lot to me if you could hit that like button. Hit that motherfucker for me. I would greatly appreciate that. Excuse my French. Consensys fully expected the SEC. And how many of you have heard about this? If you guys all think the SEC is corrupt and they're looking for anything to latch onto, hit that like button. We've got 69 likes. A few more than you that have hit 69 are in this audience. If you think that this is a bunch of bullshit, just like with the Ripple lawsuit, and it continues to pile on, make sure to hit that like button. What do you think about the SCOTUS ruling today on Chevron? Ooh, that's another topic. That is another topic in itself. CJ2 Pilot, thanks for that. And welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. So Consensys fully expected the SEC to follow through on its threat to claim our MetaMask software interface must register as a securities broker. The SEC has been pursuing an anti-crypto agenda led by ad hoc enforcement action. This is just the latest example of its regulatory overreach, a transparent attempt to redefine well-established legal standards and expand the SEC's jurisdiction by a lawsuit. We are confident in our position that the SEC has not been granted authority to regulate software interfaces like MetaMask. We will continue to vigorously pursue our case in Texas for ruling on these issues because it matters not only to our company but the future success of Web3. Just another bunch of bullshit for the United States. This puts such a black eye for developers that want to come to the USA. I mean, it's almost as if it's purpose. Like I always say, there's a reason for this manipulation. They're trying to stall this technology. Not even that they're stalling it. It's an appearance that they don't want us in it in the USA. I'm telling you. When this all comes back around in the end, I'm telling you right now. You already know what's going to happen. We're all going to be sitting here one day and we're going to get a bunch of people crying in the comments because they listen to all this nonsense. And you can only say one day until we get to 2028 and to the mid to late 2028. Everything in between, it's the setup into it. Yes, it starts to get better eventually, but we knew we were going into the crypto winter of sorts. This is like a 3-year long crypto hell outside of a few. So it's not the first time the SEC has gone after staking services. In February, it reached a $30 million settlement with crypto exchange Kraken over its staking program. In response to the lawsuit, a Consensys spokesperson said the SEC has been pursuing an anti-crypto agenda led by ad hoc enforcement action. This is just the latest example of its regulatory overreach, a transparent attempt to redefine well-established legal standards and expand the SEC's jurisdiction by a lawsuit. Bitcoin's social sentiment decline may signal market bottom. The recent bearish market turmoil has dampened the previously high levels of bullish market remarks and euphoria surrounding Bitcoin's price, which could indicate a potential market bottom. Data from crypto analytics firm Sentiment shows that bullish Bitcoin remarks across social media platforms such as X, Reddit, Telegram, 4chan, and Bitcoin Talk have dropped significantly over the past few weeks. Crowds' bullish calls have been decreasing as 2024 has progressed, bearish calls not as drastically. So sentiment data indicates that trader sentiment was most bullish at the beginning of April in the lead up to Bitcoin halving. However, over the past 3 months, optimism has gradually waned as traders have lost confidence in the markets due to Bitcoin's failure to reach new all-time highs. This is what we want. We want everybody to lose their hope and faith. On the other hand, the bearish crowd calls have also declined over the same time period, but not as drastically as the bullish crowd calls. Sentiment said the decline in trader euphoria around Bitcoin is a potential bottom signal. Crypto watchers eye U.S. presidential debate. On June 27th, Biden and former President Trump will hold their first debate. Yada, yada, yada. We don't have. Crypto has become a hot button topic for both nominees, with Trump emerging as the pro-Bitcoin candidate despite being hostile to digital assets during his time in office. Meanwhile, Biden has taken several anti-crypto actions during his time in office, though the tide seems to be shifting among Democrats. While it is unlikely that the moderators will address them, blah, 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 I don't give a rat's ass. Satoshi, or Bitcoin, while it wakes up after 14 years, sends 50 Bitcoin to Binance. A Satoshi-era Bitcoin wallet dating back to 2010 woke up from dormancy after 14 years and sent 50 Bitcoin to the Binance crypto exchange. According to data from on-chain analytics from Look On-Chain, the Bitcoin wallet is linked to a Bitcoin miner who earned 50 Bitcoin as mining rewards in July of 2010. These are some of the earliest mined Bitcoin when the mining reward per block was 50 Bitcoin. The current block reward is just 3.125 Bitcoin. The Bitcoin miner earned the 50 Bitcoin block reward when Bitcoin was trading at a price of around 5 cents and was barely a year old. At the time of value of the Bitcoin holdings were a mere $50 or $25. The transaction history of the Bitcoin wallet indicates that the miner managed to mine a single block, a rare feat in today's world, where Bitcoin network hash rates are touching new all-time highs. So that's where you can see it right there. So that's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. So that's a lot of information to take in. I mean, we're stuck right now. We're at the end of the week. We've got some bearish looks here. We've got a lot of bearish looks, actually. Everything's pretty neutral. We've had everything pretty neutral on the day. H-bar sitting down here below 7.7 cents. And this is another one that could be starting a bottoming phase. But if it breaks through this support level, which it's tapped twice here recently and 3 times overall, if it loses a 738, you could very well ride down, a 17% drop roughly. So, but if it does form some kind of bottom here, there is a lot of upside potential. It's just, as optimistic as I want to be, we've already broke bearish through the RSI here. So we'd have to have some kind of reversal here to start the weekend. Otherwise, this looks like we're coming at least back down to retest this area to see if we have any strength. We're just so far out of whack right now. We could theoretically. Ah, man, it's so weak though. We're about done with this pattern consolidation. We're literally about done with this consolidation. Didn't even make it back up here, but we could certainly make it fit this now that we have the data. That's what I would be looking for. Like, if it's me, I'm looking for this. If this can't rotate right now and it breaks this 752. I'm looking for a tap down here at like 726. And then if it breaks that, then we could have a much bigger drop. This back test will be brutal. Stay strong. And it feels like it. It feels like it's going to be a brutal back test. V-chain. V-chain, as long as it can hold, it's right down here at about the 255 level. And I know somebody, or Tanya asked me about it in the Telegram. Who the fuck said it? Was it blockchain? So I think it was block. You said that, was saying that you were talking about what they were saying, and it could revert. I mean, it has a little bit of a W reversal setup, and if it holds this 255, which it did on the back test, it does have a small setup here where it could retest up higher. It just, what I was trying to say earlier, I said what I needed to say, but it could be affected by overall market conditions here. And it's had a big breakdown. It's come down to our local support down here at 235. It just, now it could push out here. It could. As long as it, I'm just going to keep it this way. As long as it holds that 255 support, it could break out. And how high it goes, it could be a very small breakout. It could be a slightly bigger breakout. So some audio is good, some audio is bad. You know, I can't win on YouTube anymore. YouTube's really been doing me a big disservice. Big disservice lately. But I appreciate it. I embrace it. The less that they promote me, the better. I suppose. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm seeing with V-chain. So if it breaks out of that consolidation, we're good. But is that, I'm assuming more of you are experiencing bad audio. Can't just be one person. Tom, is the super chat button active? I don't see it. It should be. It should be. Somebody sent a super chat to start the stream. But who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if the super chat got taken off as well. I don't know. It should be there, but I can't. Let me see. Should be there. It should be there. I can take a quick look. Hold on, let me do it on my phone. Yeah. I see the super chat button. See, and I can share this too now. Look at me, I'm a member for 37 months. 37 months. Thank you, XRP Future Millionaire, for having the XRP Diamond hands. Anyhow, so that's basically the rundown. That's basically what I wanted to go over today. I'm going to be honest. I went over Bitcoin. I went over XRP. We even looked at HBAR. The XRP Bitcoin pairing is up to 782, 1.42%. We have back tested here slightly. Sorry, brother, I'm not seeing it. Hey, it's okay, Josh. You know, no worries. No worries, my friend. No worries, my friend. I'm just glad you were here to be part of the live. I appreciate the thought, though. Believe me, I do. So XRP Bitcoin pairing, we did attempt a back test, and now we've pushed out here a little bit. We could, if we swing out of here, theoretically, we do have a big resistance up here on the 8.8 level. But if we get past this resistance, actually it's like the 900 sat level, we could make a rally all the way up to that 1400 sat level. We've talked about this for many, many weeks. And now if that's a big W reversal, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It's just we flipped in the weekly now. And we're trying to push bullish. Like, we finally flipped here in the weekly. And now if we can break out of this consolidation, it's going to be something special. But it might still have a little bit of time to continue pushing. But there's definitely some optimism there when it comes to the XRP Bitcoin pairing. So it's been a healthy ride on the XRP Bitcoin pairing as well. So XLM, while I have everybody's attention, and then I'm going to get going because I want to go check on my son. I'm going to cut this a little short from an hour because Julie's not here. We did 50 minutes, and I think that's a blessing in disguise because I'm actually a little busy here this evening, so I'm just glad I was able to get on. I'm sorry, everybody, that, you know, we seem to be having trouble with YouTube here lately. And the fact that I have to keep resetting to keep it going it's not helping the cause, but it is helping in the fact that we still be diligent. See, the most important thing is we stay consistent. Despite the struggle, you stay consistent. Consistency will breed response from others. I've learned that. Definitely learned that. So XLM a rejection here at 934 would be a bearish rejection. And you might be talking about much lower levels here. So that's where we're at right now. Same thing with XRP. We're trying not to have this rejection play true. Because with XLM, if this just taking a measurement here. I'm just taking a measurement. We'll just go from here. We won't even go to the fullest length. We won't even go to the fullest length because we don't want to scare everybody. You'd be looking at a likely move down to about the 7.3 cent mark if this plays true. If this plays true. Thank you, JW. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. I really, really do. I really, really do. But we'll do better tomorrow. We're going to do better tomorrow. I guarantee it. We'll do better tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. But we have to give our best effort with what we have in front of us. So with XRP, last thing, and then I got to go. Because I got to go check on my son. I'm the only one here. Julie's gone. See, that 474, even in the short term on this chart, it got rejected. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. And we're on the bottom side of it here. And if we don't find ourselves back over that 478, we're going to end up pushing down. And the first resistance is right around 46 point. Let's see where it's at in current times before I leave. 46. The first support's right around 462. You break that, you're looking at 42.4 cents. Have a blessed evening, everybody. I got to get going. I got to go check on my son. Thank you all for staying put, or at least sticking it out here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And as the time gets worse with struggle in the XRP community, we're going to stride. We're going to keep striding. And one day, most people are going to embrace us. They may not now, but in the end, most of the people will embrace us because of the time. And then also the diligence we put in, and then the results. Remember, it's not about the destination. It's about